Hey guys, Diaz. I'm out on my balcony. There's the sunset that I thoroughly love. You know what? So I don't have one of those selfie things that you put up and the camera holds it for you. I'm holding it with my arm. I'm being guided to do this video today, and that's why I'm doing it this way. And depending on how it goes, I may even do even more videos. um, what I want to discuss is authenticity and being authentic. For those of you that have followed me all these years, you know I do my best to be authentic, to be true to myself and what I represent and who I am. And if for those of us in life, we go through scenarios where we get talked into doing things that we know better, or for whatever reason we just end up doing them. And or you have somebody else do something that they don't wish to do. Either you convince them or you force them to do it. And another option is you just end up doing something, and afterwards you realize, God, why in the world did I do that? I knew better, but yet I went ahead and did it. And so those are probably the three options that when you do not follow your authenticity and you end up doing something that you wish you hadn't. Either you did it out of choice, or you were convinced to do it, if not forced to do it, or you did it for somebody else. You did it towards somebody else. And for the majority of my life, for around 40 years, I'm 62 by the way. I that's how I lived. And am I proud of it? No. But that's the truth. I wasn't being authentic with myself all the time. And for the last several years, I've done my best to be as authentic as I can. And that is my goal. For those of you that have followed me and been with me, I do my best to be authentic. And to me, to be authentic is self-love and fulfilling the purpose here of the reason why I'm here. And I enjoy doing that because that's the energy I emanate to support humanity to evolve. I'm human. Do I make quote unquote mistakes? Of course I do. But the interesting aspect for me anyway, and one of the things that I emanate quite a bit is, as I mentioned, self-love or love. And I'm really very grounded, and I do my best to be peaceful. And I'm going to lie to you and say like that, I'm like that lovingly and peacefully 100%. Who is? But I do my best. And what's interesting is about 8 or 9 days ago, due to one of my partners, one of my ex-partners, suggested I go see this energy worker, and her name is Cynthia. And so a week ago Sunday, I went to go see her, and as I worked with her, what came up is that there wasn't any more playfulness or joy in my life, which is interesting because, like I said, I had a lot of love and I had a lot of peace, but joy was very weak, for lack of better words. And so she worked on me, and she basically said that joy is going to be returning back into my life, which was phenomenal because during that realization, I realized that joy had been missing quite a bit in the last several years of my life. Even though I enjoy everything that I do, and I love what I do, but there was some personal joy on my end of it that was missing. I'm being authentic here, guys. I'm being real. And after that session, what was interesting, on Thursday evening, my ex-partner and I were having dinner, and we were talking about a business page. And her suggestion was that the business page should be about relationships. And it didn't feel right, so I countered that with, let's do relationships on everything, like with God, with the ocean, with the wind, with money. Let's do relationships on that instead of just being specific. And she came back at me and said, well, I want it to be about you and I. And she was really into the twin flame thing, and it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. And I didn't. It didn't make sense because me personally, I was up until May 2015. I was in a marriage, a long-term marriage that ended. And then 19 months later, I got connected with another partner, and that lasted for 2 years. And then this most recent was only for 3 months. But my whole point, the reason why I'm bringing that up is I'm not no expert on relationships. I'm an expert on self-love and life purpose, but not on relationships. And without going into details, she wasn't that great of an expert on relationships either. And so it didn't make sense to me. So I listened to myself. I listened to my authentic self and said, no, this is not going to work. This is not good. And eventually, that whole scenario went south, and it doesn't matter how it went. But the following day, I realized that I was being inauthentic to myself. That I put myself in a situation of not being authentic, or experiencing authenticity. So I mentioned to you earlier, before at the beginning of the video, is are you being forced, or are you being told to do something against your will that you don't want to do, and you end up doing it? Or are you making somebody else doing it? Or are you making the choice of doing something that's not authentic to you? And I realized that in the situation I had put myself in for the last, well, it doesn't matter, but I realized that I had put myself in the last while is that it wasn't authentic. I wanted it to be authentic, but it wasn't authentic. And that's not me, because I believe in authenticity. I believe from functioning from your heart. I believe in being your true self. I believe in that everything that transpires in your life is for your own better good if you allow it to be. And I wasn't allowing it to be. And that goes back to the session that I had, 8 or 9 days ago, is I wasn't having any joy. So I ask you for your forgiveness, because I know I can do better. My future is to evolve. My future is to have more joy in my life. My future is to be even more authentic. I know I do really well for myself for the most part, and I know I do really well for my clients around the world, and even here, the ones here in Baja. I believe in all social media platforms that I'm on, I believe that I inspire people. And that's my goal, but I'm going to do my best to increase that, because authenticity is important to me. Because I know what it was like the first 40 plus years of my life when I wasn't being authentic, when I was trying to be something else because I was living through my ego, which is falsehood, for lack of better words. But now I do my best to live from my heart. I do my best to emanate from love. I do my best to fulfill the purpose and the reason why I'm here. And I will do my best to support you. Have a great evening. And the sun's gone. So that was a quick talk. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, please comment under this video. I'm going to try to do live Facebook. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm going to practice. And we'll take it from there. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Be authentic. All right? Be authentic. All right? Enjoy the water too, but be authentic. That's the bottom line. Be true to yourself, so that others can really see who you are. Be true to yourself. Love you.